What's going on, guys? It's your boy Andy Matrix, and boy, I'm actually excited for this one because I'm gonna be honest, I mostly watch anime. I mean, I haven't really sat down and watched a cartoon that is an American cartoon in a very long time, and that's not an exaggeration. So recently, I was watching a cartoon called Primal by the creator of Samurai Jack. What's his name? Genndy Tartakovsky. Did I say that right? Anyways. So Genndy Tartakovsky, the creator of Samurai Jack, he has a cartoon out that came out in 2019, which I actually had absolutely no idea. And the main reason why I didn't know is because I don't have Adult Swim because I don't watch cable television anymore. So, yeah. That's all I gotta say about that. I mean, seriously, who the heck watches cable anymore? Who?
Like I give a shit.
Who gets DirecTV or Optimum Triple Play? You know, well, this was back in the early 2010s. But anyways, Primal by the creator of Samurai Jack. I watched it and holy freaking smokes. I was actually amazed by it. It was really freaking good, guys. You know, I mean, who would have thought that a cartoon with no dialogue, and I mean, when I say no dialogue, I mean no freaking dialogue whatsoever. Like, it was really good. Like, I was really impressed. And honestly, I've actually been looking for shows with prehistoric storyline. Like, a story that takes place, you know, in the prehistoric age. You know, before the age of civilization. You guys understand. So, anyways, let's go ahead and get into that. But, guys, before we get into it, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the notification bell for future notifications. You know, I talk about anime, manga, video games, geek culture, Japanese culture. If you're into any of that stuff, then make sure to subscribe. And from time to time, when I do find a good show outside of anime and manga, I cover it because it's part of geek culture, baby. Anyways, so Primal, it was on HBO, basically Adult Swim. You know, it was made for Adult Swim, and it's on HBO. So, yeah. It has actually great animation for modern day, As the Western world is actually giving up on animation, and, you know, companies like Disney, you know, trying to invest into anime because they're too freaking lazy. You know, Primal is actually, it has good animation, and good animation that would equal that, or maybe a little better than those of the 1990s and early 2000s, right? And again, this is from the creator of Samurai Jack, so of course it's going to be really, really good. I also like the art style. I cannot believe that I'm saying this, but yes, I actually like the art style. Okay, now the art style, it reminds me a lot of Samurai Jack, but it's very different. Like the colors and and the anatomy of the characters. They actually use real human proportions, which I was actually shocked, in a cartoon, because again, nowadays you don't really see a lot of shows like this. So it was actually very, very well done. And I actually like the artwork. And yeah, man. Samurai Jack style. Anyways. Like I said before, there's actually no dialogue in this show because it's prehistoric. And our main character's Spear, which is a caveman or Neanderthal, right? He befriends a dinosaur, kind of like a T-Rex, like Tyrannosaurus. A smaller Tyrannosaurus, I guess. So Spear and Fang, the caveman and dinosaur. Right? There's no dialogue. The caveman doesn't talk. Right? So he's just grunts. Hoo, 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 hoo. I'm sorry. It's just basically grunts. That's how they communicate. And then the dinosaur just growls. And, the communication is mostly body language. Because, again, there's no words being spoken. And actually, eventually the main character, Spear, he does run into an actual human, right? A Homo sapien, because, right, he runs into an Homo sapien, but the Homo sapien doesn't speak English, right? It doesn't speak English. It has its own language, which is actually an African woman, which, spoiler alert, if you're going to watch the show, it's a little bit of a spoiler, but yeah, I guess this character, this Homo sapien human character is a human, and they actually have their own language, which you cannot understand it. So, and hey, I think maybe that's one of the reasons why I like it, is because you cannot really understand what they're saying. So you kind of have to invest into paying attention and really reading their body language to understand what the heck is happening. And I think that's one of the things that makes it really, really entertaining. But again, because despite of the fact that there's no dialogue, you do know what's happening, and the dialogue is not needed in this prehistoric age to know what's happening, right? So it was really, really good. I really loved it. And you know, and the story is pretty much about, you know, this caveman, this dinosaur, and eventually this human female that they meet. And it's just about them surviving in this brutal prehistoric time. And, you know, eventually they get captured, and they had to fight off enemies. They had to fight off, you know, apes, animals. They had to fight off, you know, humans in that prehistoric era of, you know, they run into like Egyptians, they run into Vikings, which I don't know if there was actually Egyptians and Vikings during that time. But according to my research, according to the creators, they said that this show takes place sometime around, it's between the prehistoric era of the caveman and the beginning of human civilization. So basically around the time that, you know, the dinosaurs were dying out and the cavemen, the Neanderthals were dying out. And then the human civilization, like the, you know, like the Egyptians, the I'm guessing times like the Greeks, and, you know, and the beginning of the Vikings. I guess I don't know if the Vikings were around 200,000 years ago, right? Which is, I'm assuming this is around the time that this, you know, this story takes place, 200,000, maybe a couple of 100,000 years, right? Yeah, so you guys get the point. And yeah, so I really enjoyed it. This was really great. A show with no dialogue. Who would have thought that this would have actually been so interesting and so well done, you know? And that's gonna be it for this video, guys. Check out Primal on HBO Adult Swim. If you have Adult Swim, if you still have cable, I mean, I don't know who does, but if you still have cable, check it out on Adult Swim. It's on HBO. I highly recommend it. I watched it twice, you know, when I went to see my sister over the Thanksgiving holiday. So go ahead, check out Primal. And guys, make sure to like this video. Make sure to comment below. Tell me what you think if you watch Primal. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell for future notifications. It's your boy Andy Matrix. Godspeed.